starten zum Angriff auf sowjetische Kolonnen und Befestigungen vor Charkow.
Summer of 1944, Hitler's armies were in disarray. The once proud Luftwaffe had lost any sense of air superiority. Desperate for a new advantage, German scientists turned to extreme measures. Multiple pilots and multiple gunners strapped together into a single aircraft. And thus was born the Ju-187 Stuka-Quad, a Nazi war copter. Sporting 4 anti-tank cannons, many defensive machine guns protecting all sides, this was truly a formidable aircraft. Secret agents died getting this footage out to the Allies. Few soldiers ever saw this vehicle in combat, only one was ever produced. Rumored to have been destroyed somewhere on the Eastern Front, this is the only footage that survives. Guys, for the more historically challenged among you, no, this is not in fact secret Nazi footage of scary, scary aircraft. This is a Stuka-Quad. What is a Stuka-Quad? To put it simply, Stuart asked me, or challenged me I should say, to take 4 Durafly Stuka models and keeping them as stock as possible, make some kind of a flying quadcopter. I was dubious when I started out, to say the least, but I gotta say it actually worked out really, really well. So guys, it's cold enough to be the Eastern Front in Russia right now, but we aren't there. We're in fact out somewhere on Long Island. Wanted to take this thing up one more time and give you guys just kind of some more straightforward flight footage, talk about it just a little bit as I do so. So real quick before I take off, it is worth noting that I had to fly this thing on 4S. Now, as you know, the Stuka flies on the 2200 3S pack. These are 850 kV motors, and so I went ahead and ran 4S, or a quad. Tried 3S, couldn't get it off the ground. 4S flies just great. Go. So for the most part, pretty straightforward, flies like a normal quad, but as I said, it's a bit windy today and you can see me kicking into the wind just to stay in place. And then there's that yaw thing. It yaws like crazy nuts. And I don't know why, it's got something to do with the way those props are hanging. Whoa! Windy! Stuka battle! You can see, flies gangbusters. That's a heck of a hover right there. Okay, let's try a pirouette right here. You got this, Alex? Uh-oh. He's got it back, ladies and gentlemen. As I said, it does really strange things when you yaw. So that was a crazy dancing pirouette. Man. I'll tell you, it is a handful to fly, but it's totally fun. I'm gonna, before I completely put this thing away, gonna see if I can get it down on the ground. Oh, there we go. Nice pyro action. Get that real quick. See, so it's great in that direction. It's the other direction it just doesn't want to do. But anyway, that's about it really. That's what it does. It flies, it rolls around, it's super cool. I really enjoyed building this thing. I'm gonna do a little bit more to it. I'm gonna go ahead and level out all those props so that for the future, it's more stable and pirouettes correctly in both directions. Get that dialed in. That's about the only change I'm gonna make. I think we're gonna go ahead and grab another shot, get Alex's thing, do a little air to air, try to have some fun with that, see if we can't crash this thing one last time. Call it a day. this is the crazy creation, as you can see before you. Totally built from 4 Durafly ready-to-fly Stukas. Pop this one of these canopies off right here. You can see it is still the stock ESC and connector there. It is the stock motor, and while it is not in fact a Durafly Stuka prop, these are Durafly Skymule props, stock Skymule props, because I was able to use counter-rotating propellers, which gave me what I needed to build a quad. So guys, it flies really, really well. As you've seen from the flight footage, it is actually a functioning quad. Small things I would change were I either to do this again or to kind of improve this thing for the future. I would go in and remove each motor mount and level each motor out. Right now they still have the down and right thrust that they would have, you know, from being an airplane. And so it does mean it yaws like a little more in one direction than the other, which is a bit strange. And it is probably the most wind affected quad I've ever built. It's a little bit portly, it's on the heavy side, and so I didn't think that was going to be the case, but no, when the wind blows, it really wants to grab a hold of the thing and turn it, and it's quite a battle to keep it flying straight. I don't know if we've got any footage we can cut to and show you, but just flying in a straight line in a moderate wind was leaning way, way over. It was pretty awesome. Other than that, it does everything you would expect a quad to do. It is built around a KK board. It does have basic self-level. I can show you that right there. Bouncing my guns. So it is built around a KK board. It does have self-level. These are Rotorbits Rotorbits carbon rods that have been cut to size, and a Rotorbits quad body there in the middle. One of the only other things I had to put on this thing, or only other changes I had to make, was some reinforcement using actually the horizontal stabilizers from the original Stukas to kind of reinforce each of these corners, give it some rigidity. This thing's really, really stiff. I don't know if you can kind of see that, but it has no flex. That really, I think, is the key to making it work well. Building this took about 2 days of cutting and shaping and gluing. The hardest part was cutting bevels on the wings and making sure everything stayed even as I made this thing quad shaped. Other than that, it was pretty straightforward. I bolted it together, wired it up, and did a little test flying. My first flight was quite harrowing. Happened right here in the studio. There's not a whole lot of space. Almost killed Alex. That's always fun. And then, yeah, as you see, basically got it together, blew up Captain America, moved on from there. This was a total blast. I don't know what else I'm going to do. I love making crazy Franken projects like this. See what's next. See you next time.